And if you rely on NOAA's weather radio for weather alerts, why you need to have a backup right now. Thanks for joining us tonight for Your News at 5. I'm Hannah Patrick.
And I'm Daniel Siemens. We are learning more about the woman killed in a bicycle accident late last week after an emotional interview with her husband.
Police say 24-year-old April Marie Daughtry was killed early Friday morning in a hit-and-run crash on Shipyard Boulevard. Today, I sat down with her husband to find out who she was and what happened that night. It's the big story at 5 and only on WWAY. And the HazWagon begins making the rounds to give you an easy way to get rid of toxic materials. Thanks for joining us tonight for Your News at 5. I'm Hannah Patrick.
And I'm Daniel Siemens. Tonight, the North Carolina Highway Patrol is investigating after a body was found in a wrecked car in Brunswick County.
Right now, investigators are still working to identify the body. WWAY's Kirsten Gutierrez joins us now with the very latest. It's the big story at 5. Kirsten, thanks for joining us tonight for Your News at 6. I'm Hannah Patrick. Daniel Siemens and Amanda Fitzpatrick are off tonight. Just before a Leland police officer was shot multiple times Friday night, 911 dispatch received a call about a driver all over the road hitting several mailboxes. Now the SBI is investigating that shooting that ended with a suspect dead. WWAY's Kirsten Gutierrez has more on the investigation and reaction from residents. It's the big story at 6. The man accused of starting several fires in Carolina Beach that killed 2 women will spend the rest of his life behind bars. WWAY's Madison Morgan tells us about a hearing and plea deal this morning. It's the big story at 5. Madison?
Daniel and Hannah.
That's our duo name. We're the Dana.
Just one unit.
5 drum you fought over
yes.
the weekend?
I'm just going to brag because I don't usually get to about fish. 5.
Yeah,
5. Yep.
She's got the talent, guys. The right to free speech and the right to bear arms, both protected by the Constitution.
But there are times doing both at the same time is illegal. WWAY was the first to tell you about a planned armed march in Wilmington. Now the district attorney is responding. The Revolutionary Black Panther Party told us they were planning to march in Creekwood on Sunday. Commander Ali Muhammad says they're marching for victims of genocide in the state.
Now to tonight's big story. The Revolutionary Black Panther Party is planning an armed march in Wilmington this weekend.
The group holds these marches every month all over the country. Today I spoke with their chief in command about why they chose Wilmington. It's the big story at 5. Commander Ali Muhammad says the last march was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in December. He says they will have a tribunal in Wilmington Saturday and then march on Sunday in the Creekwood community. Muhammad says they are marching for several different victims of genocide in the state. He says they carry firearms during these marches to spread a message about violent crime. A family of 8 is now picking up the pieces after their house caught on fire while they weren't home this afternoon. The family lost a companion dog for their quadriplegic child. WWAY's Dustin Dorsey has more on the devastating fire in Pender County and how the family is staying strong. It's the big story tonight. Now on WWAY at 5, new details on a hit and run that killed a teen in Pender County this weekend. Thanks for joining us tonight for Your News at 5. I'm Hannah Patrick. Mackenzie Henderson has the night off, and Daniel Siemens will join us live from Carolina Beach a little later on. We'll have more details on that story in just a moment, but first, news out of Sunset Beach, where a town spokesperson says a father and son have died after a jet ski they were on hit the fishing pier at the Wildlife Resource Commission boat ramp this afternoon. The spokesperson says the pier is closed until further notice. WWAY has a crew on the way there, and we'll have more information as we get it. As we get ready for the busy holiday weekend on the roads, troopers continue to look for the driver who hit and killed a Pender County teen this week. It's the big story at 5. An act of terror is what police are calling the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. 50 people killed and dozens more hospitalized following a shootout at an Orlando nightclub that turned into an all-out nightmare. Mary Maloney reports in our big story tonight. Hey Daniel, we are at UNCW's Trask Coliseum where Donald Trump will speak tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. If you don't have tickets yet, you may be out of luck because as of this afternoon, Trump's campaign website says ticket sales have closed for his first trip to southeastern North Carolina since he became the Republican nominee. Now I'm also here with senior reporter Alexa Block. We've been getting a lot of reaction about this story. You've been speaking with supporters and people who organize this event. What do they say goes into this?
Well, Hannah, UNCW's
up to 74 degrees. We'll look at the trick-or-treat forecast in just a few minutes. Hannah?
You got it, Helen. We all got it.
Thanks.
All right, with Halloween coming up tomorrow, many are putting the last things are getting weird around here, guys.
Things are getting weird here.
Really weird.
It's really weird over here.
Good evening, Wilmington. I'm Hannah Patrick. Daniel Siemens has the evening off. A man who owns boats with wheels called Sea Legs is putting them to good use in areas hit hard by flooding. I found William Mayhew last week trying to help out rescue crews in Pender County. Today, he showed me what he did and how those rescues changed his life just as much as they may have changed others. It's the big story this evening. In less than 3 weeks, Brunswick County voters must decide whether to pass a $152 million school bond. The last time voters passed a school bond was in 1999. Today, I talked to school officials to find out how that money would be spent and how much it would cost you. A new Hanover County Commission candidate plans to address recent campaign signs that are popping up around the county calling her a harlot. It's the big story at 11. It's a story we told you about earlier this week. A Wilmington boy is offering to mow lawns to raise money for school supplies. And today we learned that effort has gotten the attention of community members. It's the big story this evening.
2016, but 2017 starting off kind of gloomy.
Mother Nature needs to just make up her mind, hot or cold.
That's the way it is this time of year.
Okay, thanks, God. It's going to be hot. That's it.
That's the key word to the forecast.
There
Hot.
you go. All right, thank you, Helen. Speaking of hot, officials.
Folks that want to go out and rip it up for 2017.
This is the longest roller coaster I've ever been on. It's been all month.
Yeah, and that's what you get in the wintertime a lot of times. Hang on.
Okay, thank you.
About that, temperatures in the upper 70s to near 80, and there are some models that drop us into the 50s for the first time.
I like that
during the
scenario
weekend.
just the way it is.
It looks real nice. It's going to feel nice as well.
Yes, that's good to hear. Thanks, Scott.
K9.
Wow. Never stop dreaming, Colt. Helen, that was a very beautiful forecast.
You're welcome.
So clever.
Oh, we've got the penguin and his name
and
Penguin.
They got so creative with his name, you know.
Right, so easy. Dog is dog. Okay.
All right.
Hannah, maybe you might want to take the day off and go fishing again with temperatures in the low 80s and those water temperatures very, very nice. Well, if you don't have tomorrow off, how about Wednesday or Thursday? As it looks like it's going to be fantastic out there. We go from 80s to 60s by the weekend.
Well, Scott, if you say so.
I say so.
Should. Don't tell Kevin.
Okay, I won't.
All right, thank you, Scott. It is unseasonably warm, but even if it wasn't, it would still seem far too soon to start decorating for Christmas. That's not stopping one North Carolina neighborhood who's looking to bring one last smile to a woman who's touched their hearts.